Hey Pilates people, welcome to Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. I have for you today a full body reformer flow. You will need your reformer, of course, your box, and then a pole. If you do not have your dowel rod or some type of pole or broomstick, you can use a towel, and that actually might make it more challenging if you have a towel, like a looser object. So make sure you have those, your reformer. You are set up on 2 mediums and a heavy spring. So for me today on my balance body, I have 2 reds and a green spring on set up for footwork, and then we'll get into some bridging. So go ahead, have a lie back. Make sure that you are centered on your carriage. Find that there's equal spacing on the side of your hips, and let's go all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. And just taking a moment with the carriage in to find that long line of energy out through the crown of your head and down through your hips. Feel the entire back of the arm. Try to connect to the mat with all fingers glued to the mat. Press your heels together. Exhale out all of your breath here. And then on your next inhale, press the carriage all the way out. And then think of getting taller as you pull yourself home on that exhale. Inhale takes you out. Exhale, pull yourself home. So for these first few, I want you to find that equal weight into your feet. Your dominant side is not taking over. Right, your footwork is your setup for class, for your day. And you're keeping that spine stable. Last one, slow here. And then drag it in. Now we're gonna pick up the pace. You go out and in, out and in. Inhale out, exhale in. Try to find a pace where you feel some work, right? Maybe you're kind of teetering on that edge of like losing control. Inhale out, exhale in. Last one here. Drag it all the way in. Let's come onto those arches, hip socket distance apart. Feel the toes reach up and over and your heels reach down and under. Go ahead and press that carriage out and then pull yourself home. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it home. Keep the downward energy through the back of the arms. You might even start to feel the back of the arms and the upper back kick on from that chest expansion that you're doing into the mat. Now, if you want to pick up the pace, right, let's do it. Inhale out, exhale in. All the way out, all the way in. Remember, you're still trying to get taller. That's what the springs are there for, right? They're trying to compress you, right? We got to get longer into tension. Let's do 3 and 2. And last one, pull it all the way in. Let's come onto those heels. Either legs are zipped up or they're still slightly apart. Flex those toes back and now press the carriage out and then drag it in. Feel like you're driving right through the center of your heel. So there's not extra weight on the outside nor the inside of your heels. Feel that chest expand and open with each inhalation. Good, you want to pick up the pace here, keeping all those areas of energy. You're more than welcome. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Now hold the carriage out here. Again, just let your chest relax. Maybe you turn your head from right to left. And now I want you to pull your toes back even further to your shins, but feel like the balls of your feet are pushing forward. And now I want you to curl the toes like you were trying to hold onto a pencil, and then pull the toes back with the balls of your feet still going forward. Just the toes are curling and then pulling back. And you might have to just pick your head up and look at them and see, are they doing what my brain is asking them to do? And there's a couple stragglers that aren't. Spread the toes as you pull them back, and even spread the toes as you curl them in. You've got 2 and 1. Now, as you pull the toes back, pull the balls of your feet all the way back. Like really pull your feet away from that imaginary wall. And now press the balls of your feet forward. Yep, and now point your toes away. So carriage might move a little bit. You pull the toes back. Yep, all the way back. And then we kind of fan the feet as we point the toes. Yep, pull the tops of the feet back, toes go back. So it's kind of like a little point and flex with heels on. Not nearly as big of a range because, right, we don't want to slide off. But I'm really hoping that you feel some lower leg bone activation here. Maybe some funky toe stuff. Good, last one. And now keep pulling the toes back towards the knees and then bend the knees, come all the way home. All right, so let's go all 10 toes back on, heels together, toes apart. Arms are weighted back into the mat, your neckline is long, press the carriage all the way out to straight legs. And then from here, we're gonna keep the legs straight and the carriage out. Tilt your pubic bone back towards your navel, and then tilt it back even further, and maybe your hips levitate off of the mat. But now pause here. Press your big toes into the foot bar and then roll all the way back down, planting your hips onto the mat, finding that neutral spine. Lower the back of the thighs down as you flex your feet, drive the heels under, and then lift the heels up. Here's our tendon stretch or our calf raise. We lower and lift. It's an active flex and point. We've got 3. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. One more strong one here. Flex, 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 and then lift up and then bend the knees, come all the way home. Make sure your headrest is down, maybe inch away from the blocks a little bit. Let's come heels on, hip socket distance apart. So feel that there's energy between those inner ankle bones. Arms, once again, they're weighted down. From here, carriage stays in. Start to curl the tailbone under and roll the hips up, up, up. Find that long line out at the top. So take a moment to feel that your pubic bone is higher than your 2 hip points. Your neckline is open and your arms are weighted into the mat. Carriage stays in as you round down through your spine. Roll down, roll down, roll down. Fully release the tailbone at the bottom. Let's do that again. Roll the hips up. If staying more at a flat back is for you, do it. Hold at the top. Find the inner edges of your heels just a little bit more into that foot bar, and then roll down, roll down, roll down. Again, roll the hips up. And now I want you to think of getting the arms heavier, but also longer into the mat. From here, press the carriage out, keeping the pubic bone high, and then drag the carriage all the way in, in. Press it out on that inhale. And exhale, pull it in, in. You go out to your point of control and then drag it in. Keep those inner thighs at the party. Arms can come up to the ceiling if you're looking to take away a base of support. And keep that lift of your pelvis up, especially, right, where as the carriage goes out and in. We've got 3. Hang in there. And 2. And last one here. Pull that carriage all the way in past the stopper and then roll down, roll down, roll down. Once your tailbone is heavy, grab onto either the pegs or the shoulder blocks that are behind you. And then find some activation with the arms and the upper back by pulling the pegs or the shoulder blocks apart. Legs are going to come up into tabletop. So super glue those legs together. Now shift your knees over to the right. Let that left hip lift. And then exhale, come back to center. Inhale over to the left. And then exhale back to center. Try to keep your upper body super stable, right? The arms are helping you. And then exhale back to center. Last one like this. Inhale over. And back to center. Now we straighten the legs up and we bend the knees. We straighten the legs up and bend the knees. Now straighten the legs up. Think big toes are besties, even if they're not touching, right? You're gonna send the legs over to the right and then pause here. Look at your toes, see that your toes are besties, and then back to center. Inhale over to the left. See how far you can go. And then exhale back to center. Again, over to the right and back to center. Relax the neck. Inhale over to the left and exhale back to center. From here, go ahead and lower those legs all the way down, all the way down to that foot bar. Feel the back of the legs press down towards that foot bar. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna roll yourself all the way up at the top. All the way up, and just find your teaser here, whether legs are down or lifted, and just hold here. Feel like those arms are pressing down and into something, and then feel that pelvis roll away from your thighs. Drag the crown of your head along the ceiling as you roll back, roll back, roll back, roll back. Head hits the mat. Again, exhale takes you up. Grab onto those legs if you got to, right? Do what you got to do to get up here. Pause here at the top. Find your inner thighs hugging in. And then exhale, roll the pelvis back just 1 inch and pause. Can you lift your chest up a little bit higher? And then roll your pelvis back just 1 more little inch. And then another little inch. And then another little inch, right? A lot of times we like to sink, but I want you to think of getting taller as you roll back. Roll back, roll back, roll back. You might even hit the shoulder blocks because you grew inches. Last one here. Up and over. Think chest forward, ribs back. Beautiful. 2 red springs or 2 medium springs. So go ahead and take that heavy spring off. 2 medium springs on. You're gonna lie back on your carriage. Headrest can come back up into a comfortable position if you liked it there. All right, grab onto your long loops or shorts, or again, your preference. Bring your knees into your chest. Find a little Pilates V with your heels hugging in. With a strong straight arm, wrap your fists around and lower the arms all the way down and into the mat and pause. Show your rings off to the center, or sorry, I'm thinking of the studio. Show your rings off to the foot bar and then float the arms all the way up. Again, arms come down and away. Hold here at the bottom. Can you get the entire back of the arm into the mat here? And then arms come all the way back up. Last one like this. Arms come down, reach, reach, reach. And then if it's available, you're gonna curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, keeping your tailbone heavy. Press your heels together. And now send your legs out and away. And then pull the legs back in. Inhale, send the legs out. Exhale, pull them back in. Send the legs out and away. Arms get longer as they pull back in. Now keep this tiny turn out. Send your left leg out and away. And then pull back in. Right leg goes out and back in. So when that leg straightens out, show that inner thigh up to the ceiling and then back in. Last one like this. Pull the legs back in. Now straighten the legs up. We're now back to parallel. Lower your right leg down as your left leg pulls back to your center line and switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Now bring the legs up together at the top. Lower the legs down to about midway. And now I want you to do like a little crisscross and then scissor the legs. When they meet in center, think like a little snip, snip, and then switch legs. Snip, snip, and switch legs. Just a little something extra. And switch. You can always lower your head down. Keep those legs razor straight for me. We got 3. See, even I'm messing it up. And 2. Last one. Bring those legs up. Bend the knees in. Float the arms all the way back up. All right, go ahead and hang up those straps. Straighten those legs out. Find some downward energy here with the legs. Reach the arms up to the sky. On your exhale, roll yourself all the way up, up, up. All right, 1 medium spring now for some front rowing. So seated facing your foot bar, there's like a paper's distance behind your hips and the shoulder blocks. Take your thumbs and now hook them on those long loops. So find some spring tension. Your palms are facing down to the floor and your elbows are bent, kind of pinned in to your sides. Hug your inner thighs together, point out through the toes and sit up really tall. From here, straighten the legs out, the arms out. Oh my goodness, I've been teaching all day. Bend the elbows back in. Again, send the arms out and away. Now hold here. Feel that there's a little bit more reach out through your first and second knuckles, and then bend the elbows back in. You're just doing a close grip push-up. Last one like this. Press the arms out and away. Now think of getting taller as you lower the arms down to the mat. And now lift them up, 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 and then open the arms out wide to the sides of the room. Bend the elbows back in. We press the arms out. We lower the arms. We lift the arms. We lift and then open the arms out wide to the sides. How's that piece of paper doing? Have we crinkled it, or is it still there, Paul perfect with no crinkles? There you go. Open the arms out wide, 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 wide. Good. Last one. Press the arms out. Feel like your neckline is growing longer as the arms lower. They lift. They open out wide to the sides of the room. Okay, so now I want you to find a turnout with the legs. So think inner thigh shines up to the ceiling. Okay, once again, sit up tall and now punch those fists out again and then hold here. Can you find a little bit more of a lean forward? And now, can you float your right leg up and then lower it down? Float your left leg up and down. All right, you see my leg is not moving very much. I'm very tight, so this is really challenging. Maybe you could lift your leg up higher, all right? But razor straight with that leg. Lift it up and down. Lift it up and down. One more each side. Reach the toes away as they lift and lower. Don't forget that piece of paper. Left leg lifts up and down. And now flex your feet, find parallel. Bend the elbows back in. Fists go into the mat. Dive up and over. Reach your fists below your feet and pause. Pull all 10 toes back to your shins. Lift the arms up to shoulder height. Arms stay there. From tail to crown, stack your spine all the way up, up, up. Same ending as before. Arms lift up. They open out wide to the sides of the room. Fists into the mat at your hips. All right, dive up and over. Reach the fists below your feet, below the springs. Find a stretch. Arms lift. Your spine lifts. Head's the last thing to come up. Arms lift up. Find your upper back muscles here as the arms go out to the sides of the room. Last one like this, fists into the mat. Dive up and over. As your head goes forward, ribs lift up off those thighs. Arms lift. Stack the spine all the way up, tall, tall, tall. Arms go up and back behind you. All right, let's hang up those straps. And now we're gonna stay on that one medium spring. Foot bar is going to come down and we're gonna grab that long box. All right, once your long box is on, you're gonna come around to the end of your reformer. You're gonna come standing on whatever platform you have, and then find that your heels are up on your foot bar, okay? So depending on what kind of apparatus you have, you might be able to curl the toes under the foot bar or inside the frame. You'll see where we're going. So slide the carriage out, and you're gonna come down to where your toes are tucked under that foot bar, and the edge of the box is at your upper thigh. So right now my pelvis is completely on the box. All right, so heels together, toes apart. Feel like you're trying to lift the foot bar up. It might move a little bit, okay? So hug your arms into your sides. Head is down. Start to press your pubic bone down into the box and feel the wrap through the back of the legs. Start to lift your upper abdominals off the box, and then your chest comes up. Then your head comes up, and then find your baby back bend here and hold. Really work the hug of the arm bones into your center line. Keep the lift of the chest. Arms go out to the side. Then out in front of you like your superwoman, super person. Arms go out to the sides. Then to your thighs. Maybe your chest lifts up a little bit higher. And then just lower everything down. Arms can just come down by the frame. Okay, let's do that again. Think of lifting the foot bar up, right? We did this when we were lying on our back. Pull the arms down and back. There's your pull straps. Lift your chest up. Tailbone is long. Should be feeling some things going on in your backside right now. Arms go out to the side. Keep your neckline long. Arms reach out in front of you. Arms reach back to that letter T. Then back towards your hips. And then lower everything all the way down. All right. Now from here, shimmy yourself all the way up onto the box. Let the carriage come all the way in. And now the middle of your chest is at the edge of the box for pull straps 1 and 2. So zip your legs up. Find more parallel, but feel that same energy like you had when you were lifting the foot bar up with your toes. Choke up onto the straps. Find that long line. Arms stay straight, pull the arms down and back and hold here. Hug everything in towards your center line. Punch your fist past your hips and then lower the arms down. Keep the legs energized. Again, pull the arms down and back. Reach the heart forward. Open up the collarbones and then lower everything all the way down, down, down. Pubic bone stays heavy. Pull the arms down and back. Hold here. Roll the chest open and then gracefully slide your hands down to your long loops. Keep tension in the springs. Arms go out to the side for that letter T. Pause here. Get the arms higher than your chest if you can. Open up your wingspan. Lead with the pinkies. Pull the arms wide and back towards your hips. Hold. Palms stay facing down. Arms lift up out wide to the side. Chest lowers down. How those legs? Are they still energized? Again, pull the arms wide and back. Puff up that chest. Hold. 2, 3. Arms lift up out wide to the sides. Last one here. Wide and back. Push up into that imaginary foot bar. Arms lift up, out wide to the side, and everything lowers down. Go ahead and hang up those straps. You're gonna come off your carriage, and you're gonna grab that roll down bar. So place your roll down bar just on the side of the box or just somewhere where it's easily accessible. And then place another spring on, so maybe like a heavy spring, that way the carriage doesn't move all over the place. You're gonna have a seat on your box facing your foot bar. So grab your safety strap. Hook your feet underneath the safety strap. So we're gonna do a little short box on a long box. So I want you to scoot pretty close to the edge so that way you have lots of room to roll back or fall back, whichever one happens. Flex your feet and pull your feet wide into the strap. Give yourself a little hug around your stomach. I want you to lift up tall out of your waist. And then from here, again, think of staying tall as you roll the pelvis back first. Roll back. Roll back, keep lifting up through the top of your head, roll back, and then just find your waistband into the mat if you can. If not, find your challenging position and hold here. All right, pull your heels apart a little bit more. And then from here, chest leads the way as you come up and over, up and over, up and over. Stack all the way back up, all right? This time, let's take the hands, place them on top of your head. All right, so keep lifting up into your hands without the shoulders shrugging up into the ears, and then roll the pelvis back, back, back. Keep lifting up into your hands, and then hold at your challenging spot. May not be as far back, that's okay. Pull the heels apart, and then actively flex those feet. Leave your pelvis still for as long as you can as you roll yourself all the way up, up, up. All right, again. Roll the pelvis around the thigh bones, roll back, roll back. Can you now go all the way back, all the way back? If it's available, let your head fall into the well. And then as you exhale, nod your chin. If you've got to, grab onto those legs to roll yourself all the way up, up, up. Now, if you're like, I'm done with the hand on my head, okay? Take your hands back around your stomach. No worries, right? It's harder there. Again, roll yourself back. Energy down through those heels. Roll back, stretch back, go all the way back. If you're letting your head go back, maybe your arms could go back too to find a little extension. Then pick the arms back up to the ceiling or your waist, nod your chin, and then roll yourself all the way up, up, up. Now grab that roll down bar, dowel, whatever you got, towel. All right, so if you've got a towel, you're gonna work on pulling it apart. In fact, if you've got the bar too, you're gonna think of that as well. So pull your object apart and feel that your fists are rolling forward. We're gonna sit up so tall, and now float the arms up, 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 and then lower the arms back down. I want you to imagine that it's your upper back that's lifting the arms, right? We're defying anatomy here. Lift those arms up, 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 and then back down. Now lift the arms up, all right? Frame your face, feel the crown of your head lift up past that object. And now keeping a flat back, you're gonna hinge back, hinge back, hinge back, and then lift yourself back up, up, up. Keep pulling those heels apart. Inhale takes you back. Can you keep the arms at your ears? Feel that shake. And exhale takes you up. Again, inhale takes you back. And exhale brings you up. Again, you got it. Inhale, go back, 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 and exhale comes all the way up. All right, now we lift and twist to the left. We lift, 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 and then back through center. Those legs and hips are not moving. Lift and twist to the right. We lift, 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 back through center. Twist to the left. Find your upper back to open up the front of your ribs, y'all. And then come back through center. Lift and twist to the right. And back through center. We're gonna go back to the left. We're gonna stay in that twist. We're gonna hinge back, straight back towards the center of your box, and then come all the way back up. We lift and twist to the right. You got it. Hinge straight back, and then all the way up. One more time each side. You got it. Go back, stretch back, equal weight into your hips, and then come all the way up. Again, go back. Open up your chest to that wall in front of you, and then come all the way up. Square yourself off. Lower the arms down. Shake it out. So take your feet out. Take your bar, just place it off to the side, but close by you. And now we're gonna switch it to a short box. So we're gonna do a little side overs, and then we'll do some stomach massage with the box. So you're gonna come seated, make sure you have your bar with you, seated on the box to the left. So my right foot is going to be underneath the safety strap. And you can either have your left foot hanging off the front or kind of tucked in under your right thigh. So let's take your left hand down to the headrest. I'm gonna take my right hand behind the base of my skull. I'm gonna work a strong reach out through my right foot, and my right leg is gonna lift up into the strap. So right there, I almost feel like I could just float my arms around, all right? So keep that side booty energy, and now bend your bottom elbow, let yourself dip out to the side, feel that yummy stretch, and then press yourself back up. Again, inhale takes you out, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen out. And then exhale lifts you up. One more like that. Keep your chest open. And then back up. Okay, that was your prep. Grab your bar. If when you get into this, you're like, this is not for me, okay? You can chuck this off to the side, and you can keep one hand here, or you can put both hands behind your head. So I want you to get some tension into that strap, into that leg. Take the arms up and over. Pull the bar apart. Can you now go out to the side? Maybe it's just one long line, and then lift yourself back up. Inhale takes you out, and then exhale lifts you up. Keep that up, that top leg still. It's your standing leg. And then back up. Last one like this. You got it. Inhale takes you out. Hold here. Just hold it, and then twist your body towards the well, and then just let yourself fall. You can just let go of the bar. Take your hands to the frame. You can even pull with your arms to get deeper into this twisty, yummy stretch. All right, unpretzel yourself. Bring your bar back with you. We got a whole nother side to do. Left foot goes under. Bar goes down for a moment. Right hand, headrest. Get your body square. A lot of times that top hip wants to roll back. All right, left hand behind your head. Find that head to hand connection here. Bend into that bottom elbow and lift yourself up. And then back up. Two more. Stretch the crown of the head away, right? Think of your hands being on top of your head, just like we did with that roll back. Last one. And then all the way back up. All right, let's grab that bar. Every side is different. Be kind to yourself. Okay, tension, top leg. Lift up into that strap. Arms, they lift up. Whew, frame that face. You go out. And then exhale to lift up, 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 up. Inhale takes you out. Stretch long, stretch long, stretch long. And then exhale lifts you up. Whew, this is tough. Inhale out. Exhale lifts you up. One more here. Hang in there. You go out. Hold, hold, hold. Twist your body towards the well. Whew, and then lower down. Breathe into those tight places. Let your head hang. All right, you can leave the bar on the floor. Unpretzel yourself or wherever you had that bar. All right, so box is gonna stay exactly where it's at. We're gonna place our foot bar up back into your footwork position. We're gonna leave the springs on. So we should have 2 medium springs. So everybody adjust to 2 medium springs. For me, it's a 2 reds. All right, you're now gonna have a seat in front of the box on the carriage. So for most of us, this is extremely scrunched up. So the carriage is gonna have to come out a little bit. So let's go all 10 toes on, heels together, toes apart. So one of the challenging things here is like it's gonna be really easy to sink back into the box and then it's painful, especially if you have a hard edge. So let that be a reminder for you to lift up tall, okay? So let's just start with the arms reaching straight out in front of you. Think of like you had that pull in your hands again, okay? So lift your heels up high and now just press the carriage out and just hold here. I want you to feel your spine grow up and out of your waist, and maybe you lean away from the box a little bit. So can you keep that forward lean away from the box and then bend your knees, pull yourself home or as far as you can go. Press the carriage out and then pull yourself home, home, home. All right, so extra challenging because we're so scrunched up. The knees, try to keep them bending in line with your shoulders, right? So they're not going out crazy wide. Inhale takes you out. Exhale pulls you home. Now press the carriage all the way out. Lift the arms up, open them out wide to the sides, and now take them behind you. So grab onto the box, maybe the corners of the box. Obviously the closer in, it's gonna be more of a chest stretch. So find this kind of pull of the box into your body, roll the chest open, and now pull the carriage in, and then press the carriage out, hold here. We're kind of mixing up the routine here. Lower your heels down, lift your heels up, grow taller as you pull the carriage home. Again, press it out. You lower, you lift, pull the carriage home. We press it out. We lower, find that stretch, lift it up, pull yourself home. Now we inhale takes you out, hold the breath, we lower, we lift, exhale, come all the way home. Inhale, puff up the chest, we lower, we lift, exhale all the way home. One more like this, inhale out, hold, lower, lift, exhale all the way home. All right, hold the carriage steady wherever it's at. Lift the arms up, reach them back out in front of you. Press the carriage back out. Make sure we're not sinking into that box. And now reach your left arm back behind you as your right arm reaches forward. Now I want you to lean away from the box even more, all right? Lift, 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 and then come back through center. Press it out. Right arm reaches back. We grow tall. We reach in all directions. And then come back to center. Again, press it out, lift and twist, reach, 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 and then back to center, lift and twist to the right. Find those upper back muscles to open up your ribs, and then back to center. One more time each side, we lift and twist. Now take your right hand, press it up against your left leg, and use that to help you twist further. Look even at your left hand. Good. And now can you keep this twist? Take the right arm off. And then come back to center. Press it out, lift and twist to the right. Left hand comes on. Use that to twist even further. Even further, even further. Keep the twist, left arm comes off. And then come back to center. Okay, take your hands on that foot bar. Separate your heels a little bit and then just press the carriage out for your monkey stretch. You can go out and in a little bit here. You can do like a heel drop and lift. All right, and now we bring the carriage in or we step off, whichever one comes first. So one medium spring now. So take off a spring, one medium spring. Let's come kneeling on your carriage for some planking. So toes are tucked under on that platform. You're gonna take your forearms onto the box. I would love it if you could get the entire elbow to hand on your box. If you can't, totally get it. Make fists with your hands. All right, arms should look like a number 11. I want you to think of getting more weight into your fists than your elbows. Lift your chest up into your back, and now lift your knees up, press the carriage out and hold here. Play around with the idea of more weight into your fists than your elbows. Press your heels back and dig the balls of your feet into that platform. Now, keeping all those 1,000 things, can you slide the carriage out and then pull it back in? Slide the box away and back in. All right, for my classical people out there, this is just your long stretch. Inhale out, exhale, pull it in. Inhale out, exhale, pull it in. Two more like this. Inhale out, drag it in. Last one. Pull it in, bends the knees, come all the way home. Do what makes you happy here. Sway the hips. Maybe you do a little cat-cow. Okay. Toes, connecting back on. Forearms back on. Drive those ice picks down into the box. Okay. Find that strong, stable shoulder girdle. Float the knees up. Press the carriage all the way out. Same push down through your fists. From here, keep the legs straight. Pike the hips up, up, up. Yep. And then go all the way out. So foot bar should be up right now. That's gonna limit you from leaning the hips back and make you pull the carriage in with your stomach. There you go. Inhale out. And then exhale, pull that carriage under you, under you, under you. And then back out. Again, pike those hips up, lift the belly, and back out. Last one here, you got it. Go all the way in, touch that stopper, go back out one last time. Bend the knees, come all the way home. Nice, do what feels good. Maybe a little twist. Okay, we got one more here. Little hip dip, adding a little bit of twist, with keeping equal weight into your elbows or your forearms. All right, ice picks, back down into the box. Lift the knees up, press the carriage out. Carriage stays pretty stable. Drop your hips over to the right, pivot on those feet, and then lift the hips back up. Inhale over to the left, and then exhale back to center. Inhale over to the right, and exhale back to center. Upper body stays square towards the box or floor. And then back in. Now dip the hips over to the left. Keep them like that. Bend the knees, come all the way in. Press it out. Dip the hips over to the right. Bend the knees, come all the way in. And out. You got it. Over to the left. Bend the knees and in. Anybody feeling those shoulders? Over to the right. Bend the knees and back in. Last one here. They go over to the left. I lied. We got two more. And out. Over to the right. Bend the knees. Go back out one last time. Square yourself off. Bend the knees. Come all the way home. Again, do what feels good. Give yourself a twist stretch. Or maybe just an armpit stretch. Cat-cow. Okay. We're now going to come off. All right, so we're going to take it to a light spring. If you have two different light springs, go to like one from the bottom. So not like if you're on balanced body, don't do a yellow, do a blue. So I'm going to take the medium spring off. I'm on one blue spring for balanced body or just a light spring. So we're going to do extension, kind of like a grasshopper rocking motion here. I find the hardest part about this exercise is just getting into it. So you're going to climb on kind of like a surfboard, a sideways surfboard. My hands are going to be onto the frame. And the box is kind of splitting my pelvis. Okay, I want you to find a somewhat comfortable position here. So right now I'm up in extension with my arms straight. My legs are slightly apart and I'm driving my pubic bone down towards the box, okay? So just like we did earlier with the feet onto the foot bar. All right, from here, I'm gonna try to lift my legs up first, press the carriage out, let the elbows bend as my chest dives forward. All right, so my elbows right now are on the frame, my legs are lifting up, and then I'm gonna lower the legs down, chest rises up, okay? So for me, I'm gonna situate myself to where it's more my upper thighs onto the box. I feel like that's gonna work well for me today, all right? So find yourself in extension, all right? Lift the legs, start to dive the chest forward, right? Bend into the elbows, and then pause here. All right, I want you to feel like your heart is reaching forward, your low ribs are lifting up into your back to support you, and then lift yourself all the way up. All right, so now we're gonna try to go for more of a straight arm. So press the carriage out a little bit, let the legs lift, keep looking forward. Now your elbows are not fully resting on the frame, if you can help it, all right? Now feel those lat muscles kind of pull yourself up, 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 and through. All right. Again, legs lift first. Keep the tailbone long. There you go. Push into those hands. Keep the collarbone broad. And now lift the chest up first to bring you all the way in, in, in. Anybody feeling the back of the legs? Last one here. Lower yourself down. And then hold here. I want you to bend those knees, cross the ankles, and then straighten the legs back out. Bends the knees, cross the ankles the other way, and then back out. Just like your grasshopper, bends the knees, and then back out. Last one. Cross those ankles, stretch the legs back out, and then lift yourself all the way up and through. All right, sit your hips back. Just be careful and just give yourself a little shell stretch and a low back stretch. Let's change your springs to keeping the light on, but now we're gonna go to a medium and a light. You're gonna come off the box. Box is gonna go away. Place it off to the side. Your foot bar is going to come all the way down. You're gonna come kneeling on your carriage with your feet up against the shoulder blocks. So right now my hands are on the frame of the carriage. My thumbs are kind of wrapping around the foot bar just because that's where it's at. If this is absolutely uncomfortable, you can place your foot bar back up and place your hands there, right, for knee stretches. So I want you to round your spine, push into those hands and feel that upper back like really open and lift up away from the floor. You're gonna keep this rounded shape and now press the carriage back and pull it in. So keep your shoulders like just over your hands, maybe a hair behind, and don't let that position change. So only the legs are moving back and in. And all the while you're trying to keep this deep flexion in your spine or rounding. We've got 2 and 1, pull the carriage all the way in. All right, extend the spine. So heart reaches forward, stick your booty out, and now press the carriage back and pull it in. Back and in. Keep the shoulders right over your hands or wherever you've got them. They do not move. Drive back through the big ball of your foot. For 3 and 2 and 1, bring it all the way in. All right, shake out your wrists, shake out your hands. I know it can be a lot on the wrist. We've only got 1 more to do, right? Knees off. Okay, so round your spine again. Feel that tailbone really curl under. And then from here, push into those arms. Float the knees up, little hover, press it out and pull it in. Press it out and in. Inhale out, exhale in. Now I want you to start to sit the hips back further. Yep, so shoulders are no longer over your hands. Exhale in, inhale out. Find your inner thighs. You got 3 and 2. Last one, bring it all the way in and then carefully lower the knees down. Okay, I want you to bring your right foot up onto your platform or on your foot bar, whichever one comes first. So my hands, they can either be on the frame or they can be on the foot bar. Right, for me, it's gonna be foot bar for today. And now I want you to find your left butt cheek. So my right foot is forward, squeeze your left butt cheek a little bit, and then press the carriage back, and then maybe you can straighten your front leg as well. But what I really want you to find is a stretch in the front of your left hip. And then carefully pull the carriage in. Again, press the carriage out. Feel your right hip reach to your left inner thigh, and then drag it all the way in. Last one like this, press it out. Again, find your left butt cheek, and then bring it all the way in. And now keep it in, come up to this active kneeling position, find balance, and then I want you to feel this opening down the front of your left thigh. So sink your tailbone down, lift that front hip up towards your rib, and now reach the arms up to the ceiling. And maybe you lean back a little bit, just finding a little baby back bend to deepen the opening in the front. And then bring the arms back up, round up and over, take the hands down, and we switch sides. Right foot up against the shoulder block, left foot on that platform. Extra challenge, maybe that heel is hovering, and just keep it hovering, right? Or just keep it lifted. So same thing here. Press that carriage back. Let that front leg extend if that's for you. And then feel like your pelvis is dragging low as you bring the carriage in. Again, press it out. This time it's your left hip to your right inner thigh and then back in. Connect that heel to that shoulder block if you can. And then all the way back in. Last one here. The more you think of like sticking your booty out and like puffing up your chest, the deeper that stretch might be. And now come all the way in. Carefully come up to that active kneeling position. And then just find some opening in the front of that right thigh. Carefully reach the arms up. Think like you're holding onto that pole again. So there's energy in your arms and back. And then take the gaze up and back, up and back. Push down through that right foot. And then take your gaze back up, back down. Hand comes down. Perfect. And then step the foot back. Let's now come to one medium spring. One medium spring. All right, so side splits. So we're gonna step up onto that stable platform first. My head might be cut off a little bit at the top, but you'll be able to see me for most of it. I'm gonna step my left foot up on top here. So for my super flexy people, you can walk that foot all the way towards the shoulder block. For me, I'm gonna stay somewhere right around here in the center. So find just a baby turnout with both feet. Heels are in line with one another. Keep the carriage in. So work that inner thigh connection with pulling the carriage in. Arms go out to the side. Strong letter T. Arms, can you pull them back behind you even? And now press the carriage out, 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 and then hold here on the out. Just hold there. Fight the springs to really open up the front, or sorry, the inner thighs, and then use those inner thighs to lift up and pull the carriage in, in, in. Again, we press the carriage out, right? We grow taller, and then find those inner thighs to lift up, up, up. One more like this. We press it out. We hold. Up. And now find your pinky toes down. Feel the arches lift to bring the carriage all the way in. All right, now we're gonna play here. So find wherever you want with your arms to start, just so you can find balance, okay? So I want you to bend into those knees, keeping the carriage in, and then stand it all the way back up, right? Do whatever feels good with your hands, and then all the way back up. Carriage stays quiet, right? And knees, they just go tracking over those second and third toes. Oh yeah. We've got 3. And 2. I don't know if you can see my carriage shaking. Last one, hold down into that squat. Your right leg stays stable. Just press the carriage out with your left leg and then pull it in. Left leg goes out and then pull it in. So make sure there is no shifting, right? We're not leaning over to the left, right? Right leg stays stable. We go out and in. We got 3 and 2 and 1. Now we hold the left knee bent. We straighten the right leg, press the carriage out and then pull it in. Carriage goes out and then pull it in. If you do want to make things harder on yourself, you could take your hands behind the base of your skull and then head pushes back, elbows go wide. A lot more upper back here. All right. How is that right hip doing? I don't know about you, but mine is like starting to talk to me. We got 2 and 1. Now pull the carriage all the way in. Both knees are bent. Can you lower the hips down a little bit and then up a little bit? Down a little bit and up a little bit. Hang in there. We got 5. Keep that carriage in, and 3, and 2, and last one. Go ahead and come all the way up standing. All right, one more little thing here before we switch sides. I want you to walk your right foot forward to where it's almost at the edge there. Obviously it's not like on your foot bar or anything, but it's close to the edge. My left foot is gonna go back to the back edge of my frame, or sorry, of my carriage. So I'm in this offset stance, both legs are parallel. All right, I'm gonna squat down here. All right, so try your best just to start with that back heel down and then stand it back up. All right, I'm gonna squat down and then back up. So there should be equal weight in both feet. Carriage stays in. I can already see that back heel lifting. And then up. All right, so now I'm gonna squat down. Okay, again, do whatever feels best with your hands. Now lift the back heel up, so your left heel. All right, I'm gonna press the carriage out and in. All right, so this leg stays stable. This leg is working very hard to keep me from flying off the frame here. You got it. Let's see if I can remember all this stuff on the other side. That back heel just stays lifted and still in space. I'm kind of digging that big ball of my foot into the side of the carriage there. Maybe you can go a little bit lower for these last 5. You got it. And 4. And 3. And 2. Woo, how's that leg? Last one. Pull it all the way in, and then you stand all the way up. All right, we got to do that whole shebang on the other side. So starting with your side splits. So we come on, starting with that little baby turnout. Heels are in line with one another. Start with the carriage in. Really work those upper thigh bones pulling in, right? It's not coming from your knee, your ankle. Arms go out to the side for that strong letter T. Press the carriage out, out, out. Hold on the out. Find that inner thigh stretch. And then lift up through the arches to pull the carriage all the way in, in. Again, we get taller to go out. Hold on that out. Find those pinky toes down and then lift up, up, up. 2 more like this. Try to keep those ribs stacked right over your hips and then lift up, up, up. Last one here. We go out. Remember, those arms are energized and pressing down into an imaginary something, and then pull the carriage in, in. All right, so carriage stays in. Do whatever you'd like with the arms. We're gonna squat down and up. Squat down and up. So my right side is already talking to me because it just works so hard on that other side. How are those inner thighs feeling? We've got 3, holding strong, hang in there with me, and 2. And last one, now hold that squat here, and now straighten that outside leg or your right leg, and then pull the carriage in. So, when you're here in this squat, your upper body, try to keep it as upright as you can, right, as opposed to going all the way leaning forward. Like for me, I can't go quite upright, but I'm trying. Ooh, that right hip is talking to me. We got 3 and 2. And last one, pull the carriage in, right knee stays bent, outside leg straightens, and then back in. Whatever you're doing with the arms, just make sure that they are just holding strong. So like if I was there with you and I went to go to push your arms wouldn't budge. They're super strong. We got this, we got this. We've got 4. Hang in there. And 3. Nice stable right leg. And 2. And 1. Go ahead and bring the carriage all the way in if you can. And now we lower the hips down an inch and up an inch. Down an inch and up an inch. You got this. Breathe through it. Ooh, keep that carriage in. We got 5. Little pulses. 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Stand it all the way up. Ooh, walk that right foot in to that back edge. Or walk your left foot forward. Or do both. Because that's where we're going to be. Let's go to that split stance. So keep your back heel down to start. We're going to squat down and then back up. Make sure there is equal weight between both legs right now. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now lower down, lift that back heel up, press the carriage out and in. We go out and in. Try to hold it out there for just a split second before you bring it in. I know it's easy to ride on momentum. You guys got this. Breathe through it. That front knee is just right over the center of your foot. Hold strong with me. We got 5 and 4. Strong arms, strong back. 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the carriage all the way in and then stand all the way up. All right, carefully step off. We are gonna stay on that one medium spring. Go ahead and lie on your back. That's it, y'all. That is it. Take your right long strap, place it over your left arch of your foot. All right, straighten that leg up to the sky. Take your right ankle over your left knee and just breathe into this stretch. If you need more or just something different, bend your left knee. And a lot of times that just deepens the stretch in that right hip. And then from here, straighten your left leg back up to the ceiling. And now place your right foot on the floor in the well. I want you to try and connect your right heel to the floor. And that hopefully should give you a nice stretch on the top of your right thigh. You can hold onto that strap or that rope. And now I want you to cross the body with your left leg. And breathe down that whole left side of your leg. And now take the leg up and out to the side. Your right leg now can go on the outside of the frame to just keep you from falling over. And now find an inner thigh stretch. Breathe into those sticky places. And then on your next exhale, carefully bring the leg back up. And now we switch sides. So strap goes up. Your left strap goes on your right foot. Leg goes straight up, ankle over the knee. You can push into that left knee if that's okay. All right, right leg goes straight up. Left foot goes down to the floor. And if you are still here with me, I really appreciate you. I taught all morning. I had no idea what words were going to come out of my mouth today, so I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And again, for a deeper stretch, think of like the pelvis tucking back and your left inner thigh activating, like you were pulling that leg into your center line. And now we're going to do that cross of the body with that right leg. Ho, 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 ho. And then on this cross body stretch, feel your right hip reach to your left inner thigh. Geez, just thinking about that intensifies that stretch. And then for your inner thigh, leg goes out, left leg hooks around the frame. And then bring that leg back to center and you guys are done. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. You guys give me so much motivation. So nice work, y'all.